Hi everyone, it's Mary Jo Snyder. Thank you for joining me at my MJ Shady Anchors YouTube channel. I so appreciate you being here. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today I would like to share with you this cute little gift that you can give to someone. It's coffee and chocolate, and I'm going to show you on the inside. You just untie that. There's an adorable coordinating Dunkin' Donut coffee thins, as well as on the inside here, a Dunkin' Donut gift card. What a great gift for all those coffee lovers if you have a Dunkin' Donut near you. So I'm going to show you how to create that today. First, you're going to start with a piece of cardstock that is cut down to 5.5 by 7. And you're going to lay this, and I've already done the scoring, but I'll walk you through this. You're going to lay this down with the short side up, and you're going to score that at 2 3/4. You're going to turn it counterclockwise, and you're going to score at 3 3/4 and 4 1/8. You also need an additional piece of cardstock, which we're going to cut down to size. It's Magenta Madness is the color. That's one of the new in colors. Come in with your paper trimmer, and we need another piece of cardstock that is 4 inches. By 2 3/4. And that's going to be for the insert, the little pocket on the inside of your treat holder. Again, you're going to come in with your scoring tool, and for that piece, you are going to score the long side at 3/8, 3/4, 3 1/4, and 3 5/8. You're going to turn that and score at 3/8 and 3/4. So it looks like this. You have these score lines on each side except the top part. Okay? All right, so we have this piece, and before we start cutting, we also have 2 pieces of designer series paper from the Artistry Blooms designer series paper, because that also coordinates with the color palette we are using. And these designer series paper, you need 2 of them that measure 2 5/8 by 3 5/8. You also need an additional piece of designer series paper that measures 2.5 by 2 3/4. You'll need coordinating ribbon, and of course I chose Magenta Madness in about 22 inches. You'll need a scrap piece of Whisper White in order to stamp your images and punch, as well as this is that beautiful rainbow glimmer paper, and this is 1/2 inch by 2 5/8. You need a piece of Whisper White for the inside of your card or your gift that measures 2 5/8 by 3 5/8. So those are all of what you're going to need for this project. Again, you're going to need scrap Whisper White to do your punching with the everyday label punch, and your stamping of your images that you need for the inside of your little pocket, which I have here. Those are my scraps. And I'm using Early Espresso ink, Cinnamon Cider, Magenta Madness, and Calypso Coral. So let's get started with our stamping, and then I will show you how to put this together. Okay, so to stamp, we're going to need to stamp the candy that is on the inside here, as well as the coffee cup. So for the candy, you can certainly use your Stamparatus for this if you have one, But I find because the images don't quite, they are made to not quite outline the entire candy displayed here. So it's two-step stamping, but I do my outlines first, and I'll show you what I mean after I stamp, and then I do the lighter color that will shade the inside of that candy. So I'm going to start with Early Espresso. I'm going to turn that this way so when I die cut them, again, the products I'm using today, nothing's better than Bundle, which is the stamp set, as well as the Love You More Than die cuts. And that you can purchase as a bundle in the new annual catalog. So we've stamped our outline, and now we can grab our cinnamon cider and a scrap piece of paper. I have some grid paper for the Stamparatus because I'm going to stamp off first because I want a lighter shade of the cinnamon cider to make it look more like caramel or the shade of my coffee when I drink it, just like so. And you can see there's a little bit of white. It is intended to be that way. It doesn't fill the image completely. Okay, so there is that one. Now you're going to grab the coffee cup, the lining, the lined image of the coffee cup, which is this right here, as well as the filler, the second stamped image when you stamp the coffee cup. Magenta Madness is going to be the outline of the coffee cup or teacup, whichever you choose. And I'm going to stamp that right on my scrap. And then I'm going to grab my Calypso Coral, and the inside of the coffee cup, I'm going to use the solid stamp, and I also am going to stamp off with that first. So it's a lighter shade, like so. Okay, so we have that. We're going to be doing some die cutting because I will need to use my layering circles. Sorry for reaching in front of the camera. Because I'm going to use this layering circle, the third to the smallest, to cut out the little notch here as well as here. Okay? And since I don't have a punch that will work, this is what I'm going to use for me. So I'm going to grab one of my pieces of Designer Series paper and the insert to my project, this little treat holder. And since I want to be sure that it is positioned where I need it, I'm going to use my magnetic platform. And I'm just going to set that kind of centered right there. Grab the top plate and run that through. So you have that, okay? And we're going to do the same thing with our insert where we're going to put that little piece of candy. Make sure it's centered. Kind of moved around on me. And you can run that through. Now, for the convenience, I wanted to show you that I've already die cut these images with the dies that coordinate with the stamp set. As you can see, I used the coffee cup as well as the candy die. So now we have all our elements to start building this together. Actually, we have a little bit more stamping because I want to be able to line up my images correctly. I'm going to actually punch with the Everyday Label Punch first. like so. Now I'll be able to position my stamps where I need them and not go outside these lines in a sense. So I'm going to, again, grab my cinnamon cider. And I'm going to stamp chocolate first down here at the base of my tag or my label. And then I'm going to stamp the coffee towards the top, like so. I'm all set with that. But I also I wanted to do coffee and chocolate as it shows here. So I came in with the Make a Difference stamp set, and I'm going to be utilizing this stamp here. And I'm going to stamp that in Magenta Madness in between coffee and chocolate. And there you go. Now you have all your stamped images. So the next thing we want to do is come in with our base that we already scored. And we are going to varnish all of those edges. Use your bone folder, get a really good crease. And in order to get this to be a flap, we are going to need to grab our scissors and cut down to that score line. And then you're just going to remove this section, like so. So you're left with that. And for this piece, we are going to build that right now. So you already have this little notch cut out. You're just going to varnish those edges, and we're going to do a little bit of cutting from this as well. Like so. Now you're going to come in with your paper snips, and you are going to cut away these corners, like so, and this one, like so. Cut this away. And this one. And then come in, oops, and snip that to the very first score line there. Like so. I'm just going to trim this at an angle a little bit, as well as this one, so it folds a little bit nicer for me. And you can do that like so. All right, and there you go. Now you're going to grab your tear and tape, try not to get ink on everything, and you're going to add tear and tape to the outside panels. Looks like I ran out, so I'm going to grab my Stampin' Seal Plus to finish that off. Like so. Okay, now we're going to come in and we are going to peel these backings off with your Take Your Pick tool. You can feel free to use your Stampin' Seal Plus tear and tape, or you see I have that there, that was the end of the roll, or you can use Tombow glue to assemble this. I'm just going to come in with my seal again and get the rest of that. And this is Seal Plus, like so. Okay, now we are going to put this together. And you're going to tuck in those little flaps. You're going to bring this over and pinch that together. It's going to be pretty sticky because we have taken all that adhesive backing off. No worries. That is how you're going to build that. Okay. Pinch that together. You've got that little pocket like so. Come in here and we're going to set that aside for now, and we are going to put our other paper on here. So we know that the top flap here is going to need some Designer Series paper. Nope, it is going to need our Whisper White, which we still have to do some stamping. So let's grab You Make Everything Better, and we're going to do a masking technique. So grab a sticky note. You're going to cut a little section off of that to cover up the word you. And make sure it is the sticky part of your sticky note. Grab your ink. Again, I'm stamping in Magenta Madness. Ink up your stamp. Pull off that section, that sticky note. So you avoided getting ink on the U, and stamp that in the center of your piece of Whisper White. Now you're ready to assemble. This piece, grab your seal. And that goes here. Like so. Your piece of rainbow glimmer paper will line, leaving just a smidge of the Whisper White showing right there. The piece of Designer Series paper that you cut that notch out of is going to be that little pocket for your gift card. A nice little trick is grab your silicone mat. And what's awesome about this Stampin' Seal Plus is that it comes off in little sections. So you literally can come in here and just drop a few single layers, like the little lines of adhesive, around those three edges. Some of you don't know, but I love coffee, so I was super excited about this bundle. And of course, chocolate is just necessary. You're going to come in here and you are going to adhere that right to the inside of that. And that will fit your gift card very nicely. I got adhesive there, sorry. Okay, now you're going to come in, since you have most of the, actually you want to grab this piece, and that's going to layer back here. So again, grab your seal, some adhesive on there. Add that to this section. I think I need to trim just a little bit more off of this piece here. It looks, let me just trim that a little bit better. Like so. Okay, that's better. Now you can come in with this and you can tack that in there. It's really good to bring in your bone folder and just flatten that in there. Not flatten, but make sure that adhesive is really stuck good on those so it sticks real nice. Okay, now we have that. And in order for this to close the right way, you want to come around and grab your ribbon that you need, And this is going to be the front piece right here. And you can see on this one I tucked the ribbon under, but I'm actually going to put it over this piece because I think it's going to add a nice embellishment behind the words. So you want to come in here with your seal. And I actually should have done this probably prior to adhering the box. So if you struggle, put the seal on your ribbon. Oops, sorry about that. And that will adhere right in there, okay? Just like so. Grab your other piece of designer series paper. And layer that on top of this. We're almost done. Now we're just going to find our chocolate that will tuck right in there. Grab our gift card that will tuck right in there. Like so. And there's that. And then it's just a matter of decorating the rest of your project. Grab some seal. Add your coffee cup. And your chocolates. And you're going to add your sentiment with some dimensionals. Oops, at least put it the right side up. And close that. Tie this together in a bow. Like so, and you can just get that to the size you desire. Trim the ends. And you just created your adorable, cute little candy and gift card holder. I hope you enjoyed this project today. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you again. Have a great day.